Since I'm on a roll, I'm simplifying Marduk, it's kind of extended to the JNKY Power Pants project as well. I've got the new simplified version right here, and the old version right there. You can see this old version, it's got really complicated stuff around this corner right here, a bunch of fittings, and you know, the measurements are kind of off, and the linear actuators aren't situated quite right, and don't worry about this rope, this is what I use to hold it up when I'm working on it. And you know, things are all crooked and all over the place. So, I've simplified it a lot more. You can see the linear actuators are actually reasonably aligned. It's just this top half is a little too far out. I just gotta put it back. And there's a lot less fittings and complicated business going on. And unfortunately, it's also a little tighter, so this is built pretty much snug to my personal body dimensions. So it will be interesting to see how it works being powered and all that sort of stuff. And I actually have a small demonstration, I guess, of the system right here. The fitting isn't exactly perfect because I forgot to compensate for the size of the buttons, which are apparently substantially huge. But, you know, you have this foot pad in the center and you're moving around, pushing the buttons, making the linear actuators go. So this button right here would actually cause the hip linear actuator to go forward and extend. So pressing that button will make the this extend out, making the hip move. And the button on the back would make it go back, and etc. for various other movements. I just thought you folks might enjoy seeing the slight modification I did with the Power Pants. Because it's PVC, it's really easy to modify, you know, take out parts, kind of like big Lego or connects or constructs or something like that. And I don't know actually if those push buttons I've jerry-rigged are going to be good, just because, well, they kind of occasionally get stuck. So I've ordered some actual, like, double pull, double throw buttons. Hopefully those should arrive and I can replace these with something a little more simpler. Hopefully. I mean, they were automotive rated, so they should be able to handle the up to, I think, 4 amps these things can pull before they stall out. But hopefully we won't be doing that. We'll only be using, like, their usual running capacity of, I think it's 1 amp or 1.5 amps, something like that. And also, probably eventually I'll get some motor coolers to put on these, and eventually even do liquid cooling, which would be kind of fun, but that is several iterations away, and at that point I'd probably also be doing the fine control using geared down variable resistors and stuff, you know, next to the buttons. So not only would you be pressing a button, you'd also be like pushing on a rack and pinion system that gears up to a variable resistor, which will then immediately control the speed at which the linear actuator goes. And also, as I mentioned before, eventually overvolting these. So instead of putting just 12 volts, I might end up putting 24 or 48, depending on the power source I can get. And I am talking with a guy on Discord who actually makes his own lithium power packs, because he like lives off the grid and stuff. So maybe I might end up buying one off him, and they have like up to 48 volts and 35-ish amp hours, I think, in them. So one of those could probably power the entire Power Pants for like an hour of constant movement. And that's if all the linear actuators are going at once, which, if you ever look at robotics, not everything really moves at once, unless you're walking. And then you'll be standing still and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So, well, I guess that's all for today. There's the old ankle mechanism. If you do enjoy my content, be sure to like and subscribe, and make your power armor simpler today. Bye-bye.